We are live Saturday at John's. I've got a couple hours that I can work and try to get this done. I'm going to make sure that's off. Yeah, that's off. Get all the squares that are screwed up. I should have brought my airbrush, but I didn't.
Get out the black magic markers.
That'd probably work.
Or India ink markers. That's more black than the magic marker. Magic markers, black turn out purple.
Yeah, blue.
Yeah. Once you put it on that stand, it'd be more stable, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm used to this. The right height. What I work on in the house, in the apartment.
It's all right. You're happy, I'm tickled to death. Got one watcher, no thumbs up.
I think these might be the squares for that. They are. Start sticking them down. See if it's gonna work. And it's easy to do when they.
No, you don't have any transfer tape and all that stuff. And that'd be a royal pain too, to try to get another layer right back over top of that old one.
Couldn't do it. That'll work like that.
And if it, they might be a little bit different dimension one way than the other.
Nope. They're the right size.
You don't have to be real accurate with them anyway. In fact, you can almost overlap the black just a teeny bit on the ones that you're painting.
Yeah, I'm gonna come over with tape anyway.
It's a going. That's all we can say is it's a going. Darren Broadway. It's a going. Darren Broadway says, how's it going? Just a putzing around. That was sort of a neat idea doing that.
I did it a long time ago. I quit doing it because of the weight, but this one here needed the tail weight, so. I'll tell you what, you don't want to come off of here very easy.
Well, they've been out here for a year.
I just clean up the big ones. Might as well let you guys see what the heck I'm doing. Only one watcher. They must had enough of us at the field putzing. Professional putzers.
Yeah. Well, we had all year to be able to practice stuff.
Yeah, we're not as fortunate as the Florida guys. California guys. Get your airbrush out and get it ready, please. I think I can do this faster with tape.
Probably could. Probably could.
That's how we used to do it. Yeah, it's just dirt. Putzomatic. Let me get the black. This black paint has a distinct smell. Thank you for the like. Doesn't feel too humid today. What's the humidity? You know?
Yep. Yeah.
It is 45%. That's good enough.
Well, yeah, that's good, great, really.
Isn't that what that says? 45?
Yeah. A little bit less. I don't know how accurate it is, but close enough.
Oh, one more there. I gotta do red today too. There it is. I bet you guys are tired of seeing this airplane. need the paper. These would come in handy someday. I'm gonna have to do that on the second round. Jessica put a square over this. Nope. Don't want to do that. 'Cause it'll blow underneath. Oh, show. Got my new canopy. Got two of them. But I don't think I'm going to do anything till after Brodax. That'll leave me almost a month to get it done. Okay, paper. Six watchers, 2 thumbs up. What's the story, guys? Get in those donations for bandwidth so we can stream the Nats and Brodax. I know with this economic hardship it's tough, but tough for me too when I gotta come out of pocket and do it myself. Okay. Don't have any scissors out here. Yay. Huh. Missed. Yeah, we almost got it. The sound of summer, the lawnmower's running. Yeehaw. All this work for 2 seconds of painting. But I have rubbed her raw. So we need a small piece. I don't know what happened to John. Don't know. Four squares. That side should be easier. Time to buy another sleeve of tape. Let's see. 8 and 4. Probably the same 8 guys that always watch me. John wants to go out later when the wind dies down, like 6 o'clock. We could, you know. Shit.
Pain in the arse, ain't it?
Yeah. Like I was telling you, you know, all this time, it'll be like 2 seconds of pain, done. No chatters.
Guy's building honey frames for his bees while he's watching.
Now, bees are flyers, they're free flights. Yeah, not like them geese though.
They don't leave the deposits the geese leave.
Were you watching when I ran them off with the siren?
Yeah, they sort of meandered off to the side.
Yeah, like, who is this guy?
Do you think he's trying to scare us or something? We got real predators out there after our butts. That was funny as all get out. Me and Barb got this Tim Hortons breakfast sandwiches, and we were going out to a contest one morning. We wanted a quick breakfast, so we stopped down here at Tim Hortons. We got these breakfast sandwiches, and we went out to the field and we started eating them. They were so bad you could not eat them. I swear to God, you could not eat them. So we threw them in the trash. Well, we left the trash cans. Now, this is out in the country, you know, so the flying field. We left them in the trash bag. The next morning we come out, all the trash was torn out of the trash bags, and not even the animals ate a bite of those breakfast sandwiches. They were still sitting there the next morning. All the others, empty potato chip bags and all that stuff had been chewed on, but those sandwiches were still whole.
They must have been really good.
Oh my God.
Kind of like that sandwich I just had today.
That's getting worse and worse and worse. You know, they want prime dollar for this stuff and they got junk. Like Arby's is gonna have Wagyu beef, you know. They don't even have hardly roast beef that's worth a crap anymore, let alone put something else on the menu. They had to do new and improved. You know, rather than have the big slab of roast beef up there on the rotisserie.
Comes in a baggie,
Yeah.
frozen. Well, how much money do you think it's going to cost? How much for gas going to the Nats, you think?
Gee. I don't know. I gotta get a room. I won't be able to drive back and forth. Well, they're projecting, you know, over $5 a gallon.
It's Putin's fault.
Oh, yeah. Imelda Marquez did it.
He's doing a great job. Okay. I just can't rub them. The white will come back.
Well, therein lies the problem of shooting for super lightweight finishes.
Yeah, but I'd rather do this than have a turd. I think just throw a towel over the fuselage.
Just spray away from it. You know what I mean? This will be the hardest one. I'd stick a piece of paper right here on this one. Should just pull that one on over here and
We can still do that.
just take that edge down. That's plenty long enough to get what you need. Do you buy the, I take it that you buy the comb, the center section to the frames from some beehive supplier of some type.
Well, they don't know how to make their own.
Well, they have a little frame, you know, you build a wood frame and then you got this honeycomb section that goes inside of it that starts the process. Then the bees just come in there and they cap each side of it. You got it.
What?
When I was a kid, one of my friend's dad had beehives, and he had the centrifuge and all that stuff, and the strainers and all that, and we used to have fresh honey all the time because he was a neighbor, friend of my mom and dad's and myself. Good stuff.
Well, that looks good enough, doesn't it?
20 to 30 hives, that's quite a few. How often do you have them recolonize where they fly off in a big herd and you gotta go try to chase them down?
I guess all you gotta do is get the queen and bring her back.
There's a name for that and I can't remember what it is. But they'll take off. They'll get 2 queens in there or something and they'll steal all the bees. But they'll swarm somewhere normally close by. It could be on a tree, it could be on anything.
They just go where the queen goes.
They'll swarm up and
Seven checks.
so it is called swarming. Okay. Couldn't remember. I thought there was a technical name for it.
Flying
More.
swarm.
Well,
They fly
it is
off.
swarming. They fly off in a swarm.
Okay. All that work for you guys time it now. Took me 41 minutes to tape it.
There's some towels up there if you want to throw them over back in.
31 seconds to paint it.
Not that it'll need it, probably. But. By golly.
Yeah. Is that insignia red in there?
I believe, that might not be insignia red, that might be Cadillac red. Better do a separate. red than that. That's just set out because I was touching up my airplane. Don't hurt yourself doing that now. So how much honey do you get from 20 to 30 hives a year? Yep, it's been 3 days. She's cutting the grass again.
This is the sound of summer. It's a lawnmower.
She cut it 3 times in 3 days last week. $2,000 to $3,000 PDSs. Is that pints? Or is that a honey measurement?
What is it?
PDSs, I think he might have meant pints, but that's a lot. 2,000 to 3,000. Only 30 hives, that's a lot of bees. What are they mainly feeding off of? They got you around a lot of farm fields, or is it a clover? Oh, up to 5,000 pounds. Wow.
LDS.
Yeah. That's a lot.
A lot of libs.
Had a lot of sweet. Yeah, honey will take on the flavor of whatever the bees are.
Hopefully they're not eating shit.
Central Alberta, Canada.
That looks like it covered okay. Or should I do another coat? Nah, should be all right.
It'll be good. What you need to do is clear over it. Give you some extra layers.
Yeah, but I gotta clear it with the tape off.
Yeah, you gotta unmask everything and shoot clear.
To melt it down.
Yeah, you'll have ridges. You'll have ridges like Ruffles.
Ruffles has ridges, right? What are they saying?
Make good honey there, no doubt about it. Nothing like wild honey.
8 and 6, hit that thumbs up button, guys. I guess start demasking.
Ain't nothing to do but to do it. Unless you're gonna shoot more black somewhere. You got some little checks back there on the stab.
Yeah, but I gotta demask this.
Why? It's already taped off. You don't have to cover it again.
That needs white there. Then we're okay.
There's something up over in here somewhere. I saw some. Maybe it's on the other side.
This needs white there. Just this leading edge.
I'm not so sure if I wouldn't take a drafting pen and put a straight edge on there and just ink that in
Yeah.
with a drafting pen, India ink, rather than magic marker.
Yep, that's a good idea.
Same way, that one little spot in that little black triangle right there, you can just go chink. One little spot right there, pink. I think that's what I do with that. In fact, there's a drafting pen out here, one of the pre-made ones. Actually does a pretty good job. Got a lot of buff and schmutz on it.
Yeah. I buffed on it a bit.
Yeah, but buffing doesn't do it.
No.
You got if you're gonna buff it, you have to have buffing compound that has grit in it.
Yeah.
Bobby had this stuff, buddy. I'll tell you what, you could buff a car down right to the bare metal and nothing flat with that stuff. It looked like it had sand in it.
That did.
Truly heavy grip.
There's a couple other squares I need to do, but I gotta do them. Like this one here. And paint one and then paint the other one.
If it ain't bad enough, I don't know. I mean, just ink it and get some clear over it and call it good. I mean, you're gonna do that before the Nats anyway. You're gonna sit in a motel room the night before a clearance or whatever, the day of, and I mean, everybody does that. Run around, touch up all the little hanger ass dings. Gonna be the last shotgun cow you do?
What?
Gonna be the last shotgun cow you do?
Oh, yeah, that's it.
I always wanted to do one with a grill work in it. But I just said, it just seems like too much work to have to get in there and sand all that.
I just did it because you said my cows always look the same. Okay. I can fix that.
Yeah, you definitely made one different.
This is the last day of repair. Well, I could stay Saturday, but I wanted to leave Saturday. We had the road act.
Next weekend,
Yeah, next weekend.
airplane I've never even flown the whole pattern on.
Well, we got several days to practice.
Not me. One day.
I gotta get on the stick when you get there. Everybody wants to fly in front of everybody. I'd rather go up to the pavement and fly.
I don't care about flying in front of everybody. The thing is that you can get more flights in if you go down where everybody's utilizing the circles. Till somebody sees you down there, and then they'll say, "Oh, I gotta go down there." Like last year, we went down there, and we were down at the year before, down there at the circles. Before you know it, there was 10 guys down there.
Yeah, that's right. That circle's not quite big enough.
That's a scale circle, I think, for a racing circle. You don't use 58-foot lines or something like that.
Well, that basically fixed all the buggers on the bottom.
Here's this pin.
Then I gotta do clear.
Micron 08.
This one. Big touch of white back there. The black ones are the ones that stand out.
Yeah, they do. See, you did the same thing on this one as I did on mine. You got a little triangle right there, and you don't have one. I'm not so sure I'm even gonna fix it.
Huh?
I'm not so sure I'm even gonna fix mine.
Well, you talking about this right here?
Yeah, that little triangle.
It's in the stencil, just, it ran that way and that's the way it is. You're standing too close if you do some shit like that.
We're studying too close. Oh, well. I noticed it, you noticed it, you know the judges are gonna notice it.
No, they won't. They don't know what they're looking at. They just give you a number. Now, with Jim, that's another story.
Harbor Freight, only 2 days left for their huge parking lot sale.
I don't believe I'm gonna do anything about that white. I might just take a brush and had to do something about the black, but the white doesn't look too bad. See, it pulls up and clear here. Let's see here. Two to 5,000 pounds. Honey frames. David Broadway says, no, I'm a new second time. Thanks for the vids and info on painting. Hey, no problem. I don't really want to put any clear on it even. I'll just rub it. Because clear leaves that haze, you know?
Yeah, the overspray.
Unless I paint the whole thing. I'll just be careful rubbing.
Well, you know as well as I do, it'll shine just as much as the rest.
Oh yeah. Where's that pen?
Sitting right over here somewhere. That blue cow right there.
Where?
That blue cow right there.
This ain't Indian ink.
It's pretty fine marker.
Yep, this is the last go around before Brodak on this, so get it all. Looks pussy bueno. At least I got the glaring error fixed.
You see where they had the big water contamination thing down at Camp Lejeune?
No.
And all them guys was drinking that water and got sick and everything?
No.
Heavily contaminated toxins. Cause serious medical issues including cancers, birth defects,
Everything causes cancer. Yeah, I think that's. So I'm not gonna clear this. This looks good enough to pass for the gnats. Fixing all these little spots for this pen. Looks pussy bueno. Of course, we'll be in the motel room doctoring them up.
Oh, yeah.
Get every last bit of you can out of it. The gear back on it.
I like this one. I don't know if you've heard this one before. A blogger added up the deer license sales in just a handful of states and arrived at a striking conclusion. There were well over 600,000 hunters this season in the state of Wisconsin. Allow me to restate that number, 600,000. Over the last several months, Wisconsin's hunters became the 8th largest army in the world. That's more men under arms than in Iran, more than France and Germany combined. These men deployed to the woods of a single American state, Wisconsin, to hunt with firearms, and no one was killed. The numbers pale in comparison to the 750,000 who hunted the woods in Pennsylvania and Michigan, all of you who have returned home safely.
Is that you?
Yeah. Hello.
This was a courtesy call for Spectrum, AT&T.
Jesus.
Courtesy call. You want to sell your house?
Yeah. AT&T on this one. Calls in 250,000 hunters in West Virginia, and it literally establishes the fact that the hunters of those 4 states alone would comprise of the largest army in the world. And then add in the total number of hunters in the other 46 states. It's millions more.
That's why they want to disarm us.
Yeah, that's why all enemies, foreign and domestic, want to disarm us.
But I gotta tell you guys, it ain't gonna happen.
You can't save the innocent by disarming them. Because The bad guy will always find a way.
Yeah, they just got somebody with knives or hammers or something.
Knives here, not the wrong good.
Cars or whatever.
Bombs. There's a key word that'll have them tracking you.
Yeah. I'm gonna let Joe Gilbert fly this airplane and see what he thinks it needs to get trimmed.
Well, I'm sure he can tell you. I get to a point, then I get sort of lost. You know what I mean?
See how much tip weight you got.
Or I get frustrated. Because if you go by Brett Buck's tuning guide, you keep going back over and over and over everything all over again. Which is correct, but
I got a ½ ounce of tip weight in here. I guess I could add another ½ ounce.
I got an ounce in mine. It's not hinging in the corners. That wasn't what was causing it to do. I took a half out of it and I flew it and I put it back in.
Yeah, I'll add another ½ ounce. We'll see what that does. That'll bring me up to 61 ounces. Gotta do what I gotta do. Okay, let's look on the red and see what it's gonna take to get the red done. Just need one stripe. Where I rub through on the leading edge sheeting. And then I got these ink lines. Got a little spot there, but I think I'll brush that. Just a dot.
Really, Yosh, you probably got 3 coats of clear on it and then sand it down flat, no little dimples in the whole thing, and then shoot. Touch it up and shoot 3 more coats of clear on it.
It'd be over the weight limit.
Then buff it out. I'm just saying, to get a really nice paint job, it probably isn't as much work.
Where's a little paintbrush? I mean, a really tiny paintbrush. I got one dot on the outside stripe that needs fixed. tiniest paintbrush you got. Funky.
Might be too tiny.
One dot. Turns out good. I'll just do that to all of them. One dot. See that?
I'll let you jump in
Yeah.
down in there. Yeah, how long you gonna chase it? That's my question.
I'm not going to spray red. I'm just going to do this.
Little daffodil. The Brill cream action.
Because when I rub it, it'll lay flat. That looks good, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There. I get some white coming up on the leading edge here.
Mm-hmm. Getting thin. That's the problem when you rub them out where they're smooth like that. Then you go through.
Yeah.
Burn the paint job. Burnt it clear.
He could probably use another couple coats of clear.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Really to get a nice flat, super flat finish, you
But
gotta
if-
put the paint on and color sand all the paint down smooth.
Now
flat.
listen, if I put another half ounce in it, I'll be at 61 ounces. And 3 more coats of clear would be 64 ounces. And I just don't want it. It is what it is.
I know what you're shooting for. You don't have to. You'd rather be 50 ounces.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna happen. It definitely ain't gonna happen anymore with what you select from.
Not with the PA 75 and all the rigmarole you gotta tote
You
around
don't
with
need
it.
that if you've got a plane that weighs 50 ounces. Put a good 40 in it and you'll be ready to rock and roll. Super Tiger 46.
Okay. This is thinner.
Probably. That little jar is thinner. A half quarter jar, whatever it is. Half pint.
We'll do 2 washes on it. Red is always the toughest.
set them over there where they belong anyway. Yeah, little prick, he's sitting there buzzing me. I get the fly swatter out and he leaves.
Yeah, on my way back, I need a plunger, some roach killer, a fly swatter.
A plunger.
Yeah,
Total plunger.
yeah, my plunger. The cheap Chinese shit, the plunger pulled right out, and I don't mean the handle out of the rubber. I mean the rubber broke right there.
Wow. You got one that's got the
No,
little
it's just
flans
the
on
old style,
them.
regular.
Get one with that little flange. They don't blow back as bad.
Mm.
And you gotta watch the ones you get. I got a more expensive one of those and ended up didn't work as good as the cheaper one of the same kind. And what it would do is you'd plunge it down and it wouldn't release itself.
It would be stuck to
stay
it.
stuck, and then you'd have to reach down there and grab it and flop it back where it popped back up. And you don't want that either.
Yeah, I don't have to have my hands in shit. No, I just want a regular old time plunger from the 50s.
You need to get your turd cutter.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's nice to have a plunger.
One in every bathroom. There's a coat hanger in there and there's a plunger in there. It never fails. They don't make these toilets like they used to. They don't have any power behind them.
They don't flush.
They don't have enough volume of fluids.
That turned out real good up there. So now what I got left to do, and I can't do it here, is I gotta fix these ink lines and airbrush them, clear over them.
Well, you know what that'll do. There went all that buffing that you did.
Well, just in those spots, I'll have to rebuff those areas. It'll be fine. This is what I don't like.
Yeah, that's a crying shame.
But there's no way I can fix it before Brodex because I just don't have the time. If I get back after the gnats and I get ambunctious, I can fly my Junar and then come over here and work on the canopy on that. Sure would be nice to just cut it right there along that line and fish it back down in there.
I think you got a grandiose idea. I don't know if that I like that or not.
Well, I think I could get it in the front, and I might have to finish off the back.
Well, you should be able to push it back into there and then fold this down and then just get half of this started and that should just zip right on around in there. So you're gonna have to put that end in first. This, you got a bigger area to work with. You can't push that in or anything. It's too hard. I don't know if it'd be any easier.
Just cut it off and redo it.
You're gonna have to blend it all in with superfill and all that stuff anyway, so. I mean, there you can see the edge of it. The edge is right there, you know, just a teeny bit below that superfill. This is inset down in there a little bit. I don't know. Canopies are a pain, man. They can do one of two things. They can be nice and smooth and easy, or they can screw a whole lot of stuff up.
Looks awesome, mate. Thank you, Marcel. That's got to be an Aussie. Down there with Brian Ether and Craig Biswick. He's in Australia.
Yeah.
And so's that other guy that sells the liners. What's his name? Brian. Huh?
Gardner.
Yeah, Brian Gardner. And Brian Gardner, if you're watching this, I'm still waiting on Super Tiger liners.
I don't know that you're gonna get any more. I don't know whether he was actually making those himself or.
46 and
Craig could probably
260.
tell you.
46 and 260s.
You know, it's amazing how heavy that lightweight silk span feels once the paint's on it.
Yeah, it's all paint.
Well, it's just a carrier for the paint.
Right. And once it's polished, it's stronger than when it's not polished.
I just wish it was easy to sand, easier to get out all the little super fine orange peel. 'Cause that's what it is. It's orange peel. It's just so freaking, just looks like sand.
Yeah. You just gotta.
Yeah, I know. Like that movie, I saw that guy doing that I-beam or some 16-year-old kid sitting in his backyard with little pieces of sandpaper glued to every finger, making these little teeny round. See, if you could get it that flat before the clear went on, then the clear would go on a lot flatter.
Yeah.
But every time I color sand, it always seems like if I color sand this red, I'll get that red into the white and it'll sand the red into the white.
And then you're screwed.
Yeah. Or sand the blue into the white and then, yeah, just either way.
Well, I think that's
And when they're all white, it's so hard to keep them clean anyway. Heck, if you go one day, just the dust in the air will discolor the white. But I might try that the next paint job.
put the white on and sand it flat.
Sand the heck out of it. Yeah, exactly.
Like you were finished sanding.
Yeah. Yeah. And if I have to come through and put another coat of white on it, so be it, you know, but I'll look at it and maybe I'll lay out the paint scheme around, you know, some sand throughs or whatever.
The key to a super light finishes in the sanding. That and the amount of paint.
The
you put
amount
on.
of paint. But to use that amount of paint, you have to do a lot of sanding. You
Right.
have to do a lot of sanding.
Right. This is a 6-ounce finish. You're not gonna get this finish without a ton of sanding.
My airplane's 6-ounce finish too.
I know, you got.
And I followed your instructions to the T and found out that my 12-ounce finishes could be half that. Real first one I did.
Yep.
But it all takes a whole bunch of this.
That's why you guys see me sanding all the time.
Yeah, you think you build the airplane and it was hard building it and covering it and all that. Nah. Nah. Hell no. You'll get sanding elbow and wrist long.
Come sand with
Before
me.
that with the paint job. Oh my God. But they sure do look pretty when they're done, man. Nothing beats that finish I mean, yeah, you could have gotten this with a coat of spray shine, a couple coats of spray shine.
Yeah,
But it's just not the same look. See, you're sanding right now.
yep.
People don't think so, but you're sanding right now with about 10,000 grit sandpaper.
I just found a new trick from a furniture finisher this morning. I haven't tried, but I'm going to. Brown paper bag.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got grit to it.
Got to be the old shopping bag kind.
That's an old one.
I
That
know
goes way back when. I've never done it, but it's an old finishing trick.
But we're going to try it, or I'm going to try it. It's got a little hanger rash on it. You got some mistakes, but what are you going to do? If you're going to fly it, it's going to get.
I've got 2 air-powered buffers. And I'm thinking about getting an electric.
Snap on?
No, not snap-on. I'll get some kind of a lightweight drill or something.
$500. Probably more than that now.
The key to it is a lightweight battery, so that you're not got a big heavy drill in your hand holding it, because that's all that is a drill that
Right.
turns probably more RPMs than most drills do. Garreau's Garage used to have a corded buffer that they sold that was really nice. I think it's Garreau's Garage, I think. And they sold a corded buffer. That was a nice deal, but now I went on there and looked for a cordless buffer, and the ones I found were, well, you can really fill them squares that you painted under there.
No, you won't be able to after tonight.
It looks different. It looks bigger. They had this real little small one that had like a 3-inch or 2-inch and a 3-inch disc on it. And they're perfect sizes for airplanes. But it was corded, so you didn't have batteries to have to worry about charging and all that stuff. And they're quieter than these air-powered things. Jiminy Christmas, you sound like a full-fledged machine shop over here. Ring, ring, ring.
All I can say is you better get on the stick if you want to get that buffed out by the Nationals. Because there's a whole lot more for me to do even. I'll be working on this at Brodax. Under the tent.
I haven't even touched the fuselage yet. I've done the wings and the stab and elevator like 3 times now, and they still need 3 more times.
Yeah.
And haven't, like I said, I haven't even started on the fuselage. Well, I take that back. I wet sanded it with 5,000 grit paper, which doesn't do much anything. I wish I could find 5,000 grit sandpaper, not 5,000 grit sanding pads. Because I think it'll cut better. And I also think that if you use something like Prepsol instead of water, like when to use Sickums.
I use Windex.
Well, I've been using Windex too, but I still don't think it does the thing. I think it'll cut quicker if you use Sickums or something, or degreaser. I was watching this hill climb, and they had all the kids out there. They had kids with training wheels on their motorcycle going up this hill climb. It was funny and all get out. Watch these little boogers out there and their little dirt bikes and stuff trying to go up that hill. And they grab the heck out of it, dump a clutch, and they go, "Bruh."
Thank you, Jim. Jim says he mailed me a package yesterday. Jimmy and Taylor Flying RC. Joe.
All right. But you know what that is.
That's Joanne. Well, Jim, it's all doctored up. It's getting closer to being trimmed out. I moved the handle in. I moved the lead outs forward. Biased the handle slightly. So basically now it's just a loose nut behind the stick.
I'm getting about to the point I wanted to change airplanes.
You better make up your mind quick before Brodax. I'd be flying your Liberty.
Yeah, but it's taking off and landing on grass.
Well, then fly the Sunoco.
It ain't trimmed out.
Listen, you're not going to win.
I know.
You're going there for fun.
Yeah,
We're going there to buy some shit.
get there, flail around a little bit. I haven't even flown the full pattern on that airplane this year.
Tuesday, you got Tuesday.
Yeah. How much fuel do I need?
You got one more day.
Well, we'll have to work on that too, Steve. I think it's pretty close now that I moved the handle spacing in that one more hole. It's much better, but you got to be prepared because you don't just snap turn. Sort of swoops its way around. But I think I was over controlling. Yeah, because with the wide handle spacing.
You got 14,000 lines on it now, right?
Yeah. 15.
50, whatever. Lot better than 18.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. They really are. You can tell a big difference.
Yeah.
But I got an airplane that's right up there. It's 63 ounces, so.
You're legal. You're legal.
Barely. I have to go and weigh in with my wheels off or something. Take that 3-bladed carbon prop off there and put a 2-bladed wood prop on it.
Got them Zor propellers you can try.
Yeah, I think I want to try that flat back prop that I had on there to begin with. Now that we've got the engine run sort of under control.
You're gonna have to speed it up quite a bit.
Well, I'm going a little bit too fast now.
I know, but with a flat back, it doesn't have as much cup, so you're gonna have to speed the motor up to get the times up because it doesn't have as much grip.
Yeah. Well, that's what the motor's wanting to do anyway, so at that pipe setting, without, you know, jerking around with pipe settings, I think I'm at 18 and 5/8. 18 and a half, 18, 5/8, somewhere right around in there. Which should be fine. I mean, that's what most guys are running on 75s. And then it's just getting the right prop and line length. I don't want to switch around the lines too much. I like that 66, 6 center to center.
66, 64, you mean?
A 66 center of airplane to center of handle.
Close.
Yeah. Might be 66 and a half. And you figure 30 inches for the wing and 6 inches for the handle. That's 36. So and 64 and 36. Or
It's
30,
67.
67, 6. It's not 36 inches, it's 30. 36 with the handle, so 67 even just about. You start getting up there where you're at full out there at 70 feet, center airplane.
See the lines going like that.
Oh yeah, north a big swoop in them.
Yeah, well, not so bad with 14s or 15s, but big time noticeable with 18s and really bad with 21s. Whoa.
The heavier the airplane, the less you have that problem, but then you start flying faster and faster and faster. I wish I could fly at that 6 seconds like Mike does, but that's just too spooky, man. That's just,
He does it.
you just think and it's off on the zone somewhere. See, I don't want an airplane, and you don't either, I don't think, an airplane that you gotta be on top of every single second that you're flying it.
No, I don't like that.
That's uncomfortable and it's hard on your concentration, you know, because you just gotta be on the ball. I mean, I like to be a little more relaxed than that, but
This one may need some more tail weight. I don't know.
well, then you're gonna get your twitchiness back.
It's all right. Twitchy's not bad. It's when they don't act right, when they don't groove.
Well,
Yeah, it's a-
twitchy is not gonna agree.
This thing, it always feels like it wants to go downhill. Doesn't matter which way I'm flying, upright or inverted, it wants to go downhill because it's so nose heavy. That's what it feels like.
Have you put an instruments meter on the engine?
That's fine. It's
You
zero.
make sure. I know,
Why would it feel like that inverted if there was incidence in it? It's inverted and upright. It's the weight of that motor. And I believe it's nose heavy. Look how it's sitting on the stand. It's nose down.
yeah. But to be positively stable, you have to be a low nose heavy.
Not that much.
Well, next one you build, take an inch off the nose.
Yeah. If I
And you use a 3/4 inch prop shaft extension.
Yeah, if I build another 75 airplane, then it'll be an inch shorter on the nose.
I know for a fact that it only takes 5.5 inches in the tank compartment. You gotta have 5.5 inches for a 8-ounce tank.
Because a Thunderbolt is 8 3/4 inch nose.
Yeah, and that's got a lot of fuselage behind it.
17 inch tail helmet.
lot of paint.
Lots of
A lot of
paint.
diesel. Lots of paint, lots of diesel.
I feel like, I took the Thunderbolt off the wall and I wiped it down because it was pretty dusty. I took the tape off the wheel wells because I didn't want it to seize up on there. I picked the thing, it weighs way more than that one does.
Oh, man.
How the hell did Billy build one at 53 ounces?
3-pound wood. And that's the only way you're gonna do it. Period. Because you can't, he doesn't overbuild by all means.
No, I have the same amount of parts in my airplanes that he does. Leave everything out
Yeah.
that you don't need.
And if it's in there, grind it down to as small as you can make it.
I don't know.
I know I'll never build an airplane the way Raby builds an airplane again.
No.
Ever. Not ever. There's other ways to get the same results and are a lot lighter. Now, I do like his ideas, molded shell thing and all that stuff. I really like that. That's a great idea. Get rid of all those big, thick, heavy blocks and all that grinding out and hollowing. And if you can mold all that stuff, mold it by all means. Take the time, make the damn molds and mold it. It's less mess, it's less waste of wood. You take this big, beautiful 3-pound block of wood and you throw it in the trash. You grind it all out, mold it. It's, that's the old way, I'm surprised those guys thought of everything back in the 50s and 60s. Why didn't they think about that?
Some did. Joe Daly had an article in Model Aviation of building an airplane like Gravy, 2 halves, slid over the wing, molded. But he was doing it because using heavier wood and getting the same results. Sorry.
It doesn't work. I've tried it. It doesn't work. And not to mention the fact, so let's see. I built an SV23 with all 16th inch wood as it is. Now how am I gonna go thinner anywhere?
1/32 8-pound wood.
You can't handle it. You can't handle the 16th inch wood.
Yeah. The best way to do it is all 3/32, everything 3/32, 4-pound wood.
And it gives you a sanding room.
Right.
You don't have any sanding room out of 16th. You don't have any room to misjoin 2 pieces of wood together. None.
Right.
Because what are you gonna do? What you saved in making it out of all 16th or whatever, and with no sanding room, then you're gonna turn around and put all that back on there with putty because the joints are so hard to get right. I thought about, now I'm thinking about this, building like an old Gallows airplane.
A hollow log or
No,
stringers?
stringers.
And what do you cover it with?
Tissue paper.
Look funky, but
It'd be like sanded a whole I-beam. Yeah,
well, you saw my shoestring, right?
yeah,
That's a stringered airplane.
yeah.
The nose part,
It's solid and the back part is stringer.
right?
Okay,
It's built on a box. It has a crutch,
yeah.
a square box.
Well, I wouldn't even do that. I just do the stringer thing.
Trying to glue the formers to.
The stringers.
You gotta have something to hold the formers in place.
Well, you always have a keel and a main keel, top and bottom, and one on the sides. Runs front to rear.
Where's that fly spotter?
He's out flying around.
Free flight.
But yeah, you'll have you could take a piece of 1/8 inch, and I'm just saying 1/8 inch, it could be 3/32, or it could be 1/16, a little bit harder wood. And you make a top and bottom keel and the side keel right in the center. And then you put little 1/16 inch or 1/8 inch square stringers or whatever.
Now you know who did that, don't you? Aviojet, Charles. And then he filled up between the stringers with wood and sand.
Yeah, I saw. Now that's not what I want to do. I want to leave those open. No wood weighs less than some wood.
Right.
So he also built a full fuselage airplane on the profile fuselage.
Yeah, I seen that.
So, which sorta is okay, I guess, if you don't use that technique up in the nose, where the motor mounts and the tank mounts, but you really don't even need it there. But you could use a molded shell composite thing from the high point of the wing to the nose, and then the whole tail of the thing be all just stringers.
I would like to get with those Russians that are cutting that blue foam and, where the tank slides in. They do a beautiful job.
That's just jigs.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, it's easier if you got 2 guys on the hot wire cutter than it is for just 1 guy.
You ever notice how the Russian planes are so fugly? God, they have no style. They're just like.
Yeah, well, that's typical European stuff. Look at all the European cars that are boxes. Look at a Volvo. Volvo's been a ugly car for years.
The canopy sitting on top and the fuselage just a round blunt baseball bat.
And now they're importing that shit in the United States. You ever seen these little van things that are running around, look like a toaster on wheels? They're just a little square box, a Scion or whatever they're called. They're little box van. Bart says, yeah, there goes another toaster. Now she had and her ex-husband, they owned a couple of Ford Speedsters, the real deals. And boy,
They look like a shoe or a slipper.
they call them bathtubs.
Goofy
Upside down bathtub.
Goofy looking thing.
But like they had a couple of real ones, and they're worth like $500,000 now. We bought and sold shit like that when we were kids. How many 67 Chevelles and Chevys and El Caminos and all that stuff that I have over the years that got sold for pennies on the dollar.
I bought a 57 Chevy Bel Air 265 2-door for $10.
Straight 6. Did it have floor starter in it? The push button floor starter?
Yep. 3 on the tree.
3 on the tree.
$10.
Yep. I had a 64 Chevy Impala, Bel Air. Had a straight 6 in it with a cracked block. Some old lady had it, kept it in the garage every day. Had new brakes, knew everything on it, except she let it freeze up and crack the block. So I was gonna drop a 350 or 327 in it or something like that. And I bought it for $50. Didn't have any rust on it. Had plastic covered seats, so the original interior was brand spanking new under the plastic, And 67 Chevy El Camino that I totally redone, and I had it all in primer. I took the 2-speed out of it and put in a Turbo 400 with a shift kit, a Hurst ratchet shifter that was moved to the floor. Took the steering column out of it because it was a automatic on the tree, and put in a standard shift steering column in it. And had it all done, had a motor build up, had a 350 basically is what it was, 350 horse, 350. Holly double pumpers on it, and crane cam and all this shit in it, and it air shocks on the back, L60s, Krager mag.
Oh, you had to have it looking down.
Yeah.
Save gas going downhill.
Yeah, 78 14s on the front and L60s on the rear. And I was ready to shoot the paint on it. While I was at work one day, my old lady and her girlfriend decided they were going to take my car for a ride. And I come home and the garage door was cracked open a little bit. I'm going, what the hell? Why is the garage door open? Why's the garage door open? Oh, I had to take trash cans out. Oh, okay. I'm still thinking, why is the garage door open? So I said, I want to go out and work on my car. She said, no, you need to eat dinner. We got company coming over. No, I'm going to go out and work on my car. We got an hour or two before the company comes over. She did everything she could to keep me from going in that garage. Well, she had it pulled in and you couldn't see the front end of the car where you walked in at. And I walked in, I didn't notice it at first, and then I saw the hood. I was looking down the top of the fender and I saw the hood was up. Well, it wasn't just up, it was bent. They'd taken the right front fender and the right front hood and all that shit and mashed it all up. Man, I was pissed. I had Impalas, lots of 66s, 67s, 68s, probably over
My favorite car I had,
30 cars.
the favorite car I've had in life, I had 34 Ford, 500 coupe, I had 57 Chevy. My favorite car was an Omega.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a hot rod or nothing. It was just a car. Man, you couldn't kill that thing.
like a Pinto. You can't kill them. I had a Chevette that had a 6-cylinder in it. Factory 6-cylinder. That thing would shit and get it.
Jim, I bet you remember my Omega, don't you? That was about 94 that I had that. It was a 70, 84, I don't know, maybe somewhere in that vintage, the 70s to 80s. That was a good car.
Those were good years, man. You could get cars for cheap back then. Poor people could afford to drive. Couldn't afford the gas, but they could afford to drive if they wanted to because they could buy a car that wasn't 5 years worth of their entire wages.
Of course, this car I got right now has been super good. Original owner, 2004, 140,000 miles. But I've been up on it,
Yeah, you got to do oil changes to them regular.
Every 3,000 miles, it gets an oil change.
Keep the maintenance up on them. Keep shocks and tires on them.
But don't come over to John's house if you want your tires to stay up. I've had 2 flat tires in his driveway. Brand new tires.
It ain't me. Quit driving in the curb lane. I tell you what, he doesn't have any problem fixing them. He just comes in the garage and whips out the floor jack and the ratchet and all that stuff and the air hose. And
Yeah. It's like Indy pit stop.
go out there. It takes us about 5 minutes. We jack it up, pop a tire off, plug it, put it back on.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna take these just in case I need a little touch-up, paintbrush touch-up. I wish I had a little can for white.
Take that little paintbrush with you. You need one or you got one?
Buddy, you got any idea how many paintbrushes I got?
Okay.
But I'll take it anyway because it's pretty pointy.
I got another one.
I'm gonna take this and fill it full of white.
That's thinner that's in there.
Yeah, not gonna be in there long. I got a whole case of them jars.
Those are nice for that right there, for putting that thinner in, because you don't waste a lot of thinner. Even though that's cheap thinner, it's still hardly can't afford to waste it. You know, or abuse it. Like even my airbrush bottles, when I'll wipe them out before I put thinner in them. I'll take a paper towel and wipe them out and get all that paint out of there, so it only takes a little drop or two of thinner to clean them out the rest of the way.
Let's see, I had some white. This is my top coat. It's already got retarder in it.
Yeah.
I think it's retarder, I smell. Yeah,
Got a lot of thinner in it too. Yeah, it's got retarder in it.
so that'll work for the ink lines.
There's no clear around here that doesn't have retarder in it.
That's not white. And I thought I set a white can up here. No, I set it over here. Maybe, yeah. This is thin.
You just took all that stuff out of your car.
Yeah.
Planning on painting the whole airplane.
Yeah. I'll tote this stuff to Brodax with me and under the tent be touching up.
So you're gonna camp out over there until I get there?
Yep. In the garage. Got my cot in the back and
Took that trailer over there, sleep in that trailer.
I did that one year. No thanks. Not again.
Yeah.
That's rain and that thing is, there's no sound deadening. You can't sleep in there.
Well, it's like sleeping in an old tin roof barn.
It's like sleeping in a tin can, a box. Terrible.
Put your little air floor mounted air conditioner unit in there.
I got it stuffed full of crap now. That's my storage locker.
Beats it all out having to pay for one.
Yep, I got a toilet in there. Somebody was throwing away a brand new toilet. I picked it up and put it in my house. Good one that you think they're Elgin.
Elgin, really?
Yeah. Height.
Hopefully it's not a water saver.
No, it's a good one.
It's the Tim Taylor one that wakes up the next door neighbors when you flush it. Whoosh!
I know, but it's a good one. Got a big tank on it, you know, brand new. So I picked it up, put it in the trailer.
Yeah, see, they probably built a new, improved thing that don't flush and put it in there and got rid of a perfectly good toilet.
That's right. And I need a toilet at home, and they're about $150.
Oh yeah, if not more. Depends on which ones you get. They just this new wave crap that they're coming out now. You know, years ago we were the most conservative people in the world. All of our bottles were returnable. You know, you bought a 12-pack of pop, you took the 12-pack of bottles back in, you got a nickel a piece for them. You know, or the quarts, you got a dime a piece for them, or a quarter a piece for them, and you recycled your bottles, and you canned stuff, and you had gardens, and it's now everything's so throwaway. You know, let's just make it out of plastic, and we'll just throw it away.
And now they want to do away with oil. Where do they think plastic comes from?
Yeah, yeah.
Duh, come from the wind. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Put up a generator for that. I want to see you do it. Oh, I wish we'd had better weather this year. So it's been hard to get motivated. Go out there in the mornings. Been going out trying to go out there in the mornings, but by 10 o'clock, the winds start coming up. And then if you're trimming an airplane or something like that, you know, then that's not very copacetic for trimming purposes. And two, for the flying field's just far enough away. And you don't want to drive out there 2 times a day. About a half-hour ride. Yeah, 20 some minutes. One way.
Oh, better get my sandwich. Gotta take dinner with me.
She up in there?
Nope. I think she's sleeping. I need a small box. You got one?
No. Throwing my boxes out there the other day.
Maybe this tiny one.
I even threw my box out that I was going to use for a replacement for my oil-soaked fuel jug box.
Are we ever gonna try this primer?
I don't know, I might try some on this Stooge. Just lacquer primer, I don't.
Right.
Rust-Oleum spray over it.
Anything spray over like a primer. Let me go out in the car and see if I think I tore up all the boxes and threw them away. Because they were getting pretty hammered. That's too big. bringing my generator. I might bring my airbrush compressor and airbrush. And I might bring the fan.
We may be screwed on Tuesday.
Why?
I'm looking at 60% chance of rain. Talk about going somewhere cold. Be flat cold. You know, I would say, you know, have everything ready to go out the field Tuesday as early as possible, but we know that the wind don't calm down until.
Yeah. Not only that, I don't get off till 4:30. Yeah, I think I can fit my fan in the car. We'll be the only guys with fans out there.
Well, you know, typical Brodex, it could be anywhere from 40 to 90. And rain at any given time.
Yeah. Well, guys, I think that's gonna do it. You can check back later. Oh, we can look at John's airplane.
Take it in there and put it on that stand. There, bottom.
Pretty nice.
Coming along. Polishing spots all over.
John almost knows what it's like to sand.
Oh Well, might be fine at Brudex on something that hadn't been fun very much.
And that airplane is the same as the same airplane as mine.
Sure.
Continental is the same as that airplane. I ain't seen the same tail moment.
That's a little longer.
Continental was longer for me. 17, I think.
This is 18 and a half, I think.
Yeah, by the time we rub this off, you'll have all the paint rubbed off of it.
Yeah. 17 and a half.
Same airplane. What next note?
17 and a half, 10 and a quarter, half, 5/8. The only difference in that airplane and your airplane is I've got recessed flaps and elevators. It's the one change that I did. And to be honest with you, I don't know, make any difference. Just have fun with that.
Uh-oh, what good about that?
I don't know. What is it?
I don't know. Wow, like that.
Yeah, it's got bucking compound and stuff on it. Still needs more bucking. It's got Windex spots all over it.
At least it's not orange.
Why? I like orange.
Yeah.
We only had about
200 of
10
airplanes.
orange airplanes.
All right, guys. Appreciate you watching. Thanks for the super chat earlier today. That will go towards Nat's bandwidth because I should get the money for it end of the month. And I'll see you later this evening from home. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.